Stop Hunger Now, Tim Sedella and Mike Bell.
Where's your camera?
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Sedella, Rotary Club of Beaumont. Growing up, I grew up with 5 beautiful sisters and 3 brothers, and consequently, when you come from a big family, you eat a lot of meatloaf, just about every day. One time, and only one time, did I complain to my mom about meatloaf. And I learned 2 very important things that day. The first was what it felt like to go to bed hungry. And the second was that a cake of ivory soap does not taste anything like a birthday cake. So we have a project for you this afternoon, 1:45 to 2:45, called Stop Hunger Now. Set up in the Fountain View room. We need a lot of people. It's a hands-on service above self project, and I have with me a representative from Stop Hunger Now, Mike Bell, that will tell you just a little bit more about that. But you do get to wear hairnets as well. So as an added bonus, please join us. We need all hands on deck. The Fountain View room. Mike Bell.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim. First of all, big thank you guys for having me here. I really appreciate you guys hosting a Stop Hunger. And now we have a mission to end hunger in our lifetimes by mobilizing the necessary resources and distributing them to the most vulnerable populations. When we founded our meal packing program, we were looking for that initial base of volunteers. We didn't have that community engagement that we needed and that we were really striving for. And in the state of North Carolina, we started reaching out to groups that would help us provide that volunteer base, churches, schools, anybody and everybody. And can anybody take a wild guess on who stepped forward and really made things happen? Rotary. It was Rotary. That is exactly right. So in the year 2005, we went out and we packed 1 million meals just with Rotarians in the state of North Carolina. So, and that's awesome. In the past, I guess we've been packing meals for about 10 years now. We just surpassed the 200 million meal mark earlier this year. So we've packed 200 million meals, starting with Rotarians, but then spreading into schools, universities, corporations, church groups, faith groups of all sorts. Our goal is to really engage and create a movement worldwide with volunteers. So I hope you guys decide to come, pack some meals with us, enjoy yourselves, and then take this back to your own clubs and to your friends and your neighbors and share it with them. And we can make something happen here in the Texas area with the Rotarians. So this is my first opportunity to really present to you guys and to meet some of you guys. So if you have questions about me or about Stop Hunger Now, please approach me. I'd love to speak with each and every one of you, or as many as I can. So we'll show you 2 videos. One's going to be an intro to Stop Hunger Now. The second's going to be just meal packing instructions. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the Fountain View room. So that video is just kind of a basic intro of what we do. We partner with organizations. You saw the school feeding program. So our meals will go to organizations that provide services that go beyond the feeding. So we really want to build these communities up, empower people to break the cycle of poverty that they've been subject to. So the meals, we really have a teach a man to fish mentality, and I like to get that across because a lot of people, I want you to know that these meals are being used as a resource to leverage services that go beyond just filling people's bellies. But the next video is going to be just meal packing instructions. So.
We're going to unload this tractor trailer and we're going to package up and send out.
My job is to put the unopened vitamin packet into the bag, and then I hand the bag to the funnel captain. I hold the bag tightly under the funnel while the rest of the stations put their ingredients into the bag.
I take a full scoop of dehydrated vegetables and place it in the bag.
My job is to pour a full cup of protein into the bag.
My job is to add a full cup of rice, which is the last ingredient to go into the bag.
Funnel casting.
Vegetables, protein, rice.
Vitamin. Funnel casting.
Vegetables, protein, rice. Runner! So when the runner comes over with the meal bag, I take it and then weigh it. And then I add or remove rice to adjust the weight. I put it in the sealer bin and slide it over to the sealer. I then take the measured bag from the sealer bin, place it on the sealer, and hold for 3 seconds. And then check to make sure that the bag has been fully sealed. I bring the meal bags over to the loading station.
One more. One more.
Okay, don't forget, we need all hands on deck, 1:45 p.m. in the Fountain View Room, way back this way. Thank you.
And now to announce the presidential citations, here is Governor Don Taylor.
Before I begin to make the presentations of the presidential citations, I want to say one or two things. Insofar as the presentation that we have just heard, we do not know where this food will be sent, but we know that it will be used for the purpose of satisfying hunger someplace in the world. Whether we will be notified after it has been shipped where they sent it, and But again, be sure to go into the Fountain View room immediately after this session and work and help. I understand that the Rotaract and Interact people are going to be in there, and it'll give us all an opportunity to work with one another to help with an important project. I wanted to say to President Gary Hong's personal representative who came to be with us, Lawrence Owar, and his wife Ogu, thank you very much for the presentation that you made. Thank you for your openness. I encourage each of you, if you haven't had an opportunity to meet them, to do so. You might have questions concerning that area of the world that they're from or other areas that you might have a particular interest in. I am comfortable that he could share much with us about things that we could do to help the needs in that particular region. He's told me that they have a big need for help with water, sanitation, and that's one of the areas of concentration there. Another thing that we have opportunities to do, I want to mention some special needs that we have in the world. As we all know, we would have to be somewhere on another planet not to know what happened just a few days ago in Kathmandu, Nepal. I've seen emails from Rotary telling about our partner, Shelter Box, and the fact that they're prepared to have materials stored in that area to help with the housing and the cooking and food for those individuals. And it's a great opportunity for us as individuals or as clubs to make a donation to be used for those individuals that I would anticipate that they will be in dire needs in the next few months without adequate shelter, food, or clothing, or other things. And I would encourage you to consider that. This morning, I made a presentation and announced the past district governors, and one of the ones that I hate and still regret is that I miss Brenda Walker and Stack. I just want you to know what I'm about to do. I did not miss Emkin Linton. He is here and with his wife Sherilyn, and I want to recognize you if you would stand and let everyone see you. Now, at this time, we're going to make some presentations as changes were made in the presidential citation. It made it very difficult this year to receive a presidential citation because of some of the requirements, particularly with attendance and attendance growth. This has been, I know as I've attended the meetings in each of your clubs, you've heard me talk about the importance of attendance. And it was not possible for many of the clubs to get presidential citations because of the requirements. And they made some changes right at the end where some could make it, where others, they couldn't otherwise. But we're going to make that, and if you would, those of you, the officers of the club, when your name is called, your club, if you will come up, we will present you with your citations. Rick, would you call out their names?
All right, the first award is to Angelina. Oh yeah, clap like that.
April Turner was recognized at PETS as being the youngest president of a Rotary Club, as far as I know, in the world. And for that recognition, she told me that Glamour magazine just was in Lufkin interviewing them, and she and members of the club, they're going to do an article about that.
Look around, Gavin.
We'll go next one, Beaumont.
No representative?
Nobody from Beaumont? Is there anybody for